Alright, welcome back to Crank This. Before we get into tonight's track, just a quick reminder of how this works. Crank This is built to spotlight bands and artists from the community. Tracks are chosen at random from eligible submissions inside the group. To be in with a chance of being featured, you need to follow the group rules, post one original track inside the group, and support the community by liking at least 2 other creators' posts. The more you engage, the more chance you have of being selected. Now, with that said, tonight's track is Black Swan, What the Hell You Crying For? And I'm going to say this right at the start, this is one of my favourites. It absolutely deserves a huge listen, and so do all of the bands and artists connected to AIMuseDK, because there is some seriously strong work coming out of that space. Let's dive in.
What the hell are you crying for? You tore it down, now you want more. You fed the fire and screamed at the flame. Don't look at me, you wrote your own You said you didn't need me. You said you were fine. Now you're standing in ashes and still think they're mine. You built this storm, so drown in the No one left to save you anymore. What the hell you crying for?
This track has attitude from the outset. It does not mess about trying to win you over with gimmicks. It plants itself, knows exactly what it is, and gets on with the job. And honestly, I respect that. There is something very confident about a song that does not beg for attention. It just shows up, throws the weight down, and lets the music speak. What really works here is the overall mood. This feels dark, direct, guitar-led, and unapologetic. There is a proper sense of presence to it. It is not trying to be overly polished or overly clever. It has that stubborn, defiant energy that suits the title perfectly. The whole thing feels like it is looking straight at whoever needs to hear it and saying, "Get over yourself and move." And that kind of energy can go wrong if the track underneath is not strong enough. But this track is very strong. The guitar presence is one of the big strengths. The visual presentation reinforces that as well, because the performance is front and centre. You have got that dark outdoor setting, the fire elements, the night atmosphere, and the focus stays on the performance instead of cluttering everything up with unnecessary distractions. I actually think that helps the song. It gives it a very clear identity. It feels like the kind of track that knows its lane and is happy and thriving there. There is also a nice sense of control in the pacing. This is not one of those songs that blows everything in the first minute and then has nowhere to go. It builds, settles, pushes forward, and gives itself room to breathe before coming back stronger later on. That matters because with a track running at this sort of length, You need that shape, otherwise things start to drag. This one keeps the momentum moving throughout. What I like most is that it feels committed. That might sound simple, but it matters. There are songs where you can hear hesitation. There are songs where it feels like the artist is halfway between two identities and has not decided what they want to be. I don't get that here. This feels committed to its sound, committed to its tone, and committed to its image. That gives the whole thing a lot more strength. Now, is it trying to reinvent the genre? No, and it doesn't need to. Not every track has to turn itself inside out, trying to be unpredictable. Sometimes the job is to deliver a strong piece of music with a clear atmosphere and make people want to hear it again. This absolutely does that. It has replay value because it has conviction. It knows what mood it wants to create and it sticks to it. Visually, I also think the simplicity works more often than it does not. The dark setting, the fire, the focus on the guitarist, the performance framing, all of that gives the video a grounded, no-nonsense quality. It's not overloaded, it's not trying to distract you from the music. It is there to support the track, and I think that is the right call for this kind of song. If I were being very slightly picky, I would say that because the visual concept stays quite locked in, a little more variation in camera movement or angle changes might have given the later sections even more lift. But I don't say that as a real criticism, more as a refinement point, because the core concept itself is strong and it suits the music. And that is the important bit. The visual and the audio feel like they belong together. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes a song and a video feel like they were made in different emotional universes. This one doesn't have that problem. The whole package feels aligned. Dark, forceful, self-assured, and very comfortable in its own skin. That is why this one lands for me. It is not pretending to be something it is not. It's not chasing trends. It's not trying to water itself down. It just shows up with a clear identity and lets that identity carry the track. I have a lot of time for that. So overall, this is a strong one for me. Black Swan, What the Hell You Crying For? Has presence, it has mood, it has control, and it has the kind of confidence that makes you want to run it back again. And as I said at the beginning, this is one of my favourites. It deserves a serious listen, and so do the rest of the artists coming through AIMuseDK, because there is real quality there. So go and give this one your time, like and follow the artist, subscribe to the Digital Forge channel as it gets more creators seen and helps the channel grow. And while you are at it, go and explore the rest of the scene too. As always, a huge thank you to Metalhead's AI for allowing the Digital Forge to raid the brightest and best for this feature. I'm Kyla, this is Crank This from the Digital Forge, and I will see you on the next one. Now go and crank this.